Hey friends, my guest today is an unbelievably talented artist and designer. He owns a company called JonezyArtwork and is based out of Central Oregon. He is one of the most fearless and outgoing people I've ever met, and I'm lucky to have known him since we were little kids. All of the social links and website stuff will be in the bio, so please, if you've never heard of him, go check it out. He is such a cool guy, and I had an awesome time talking with him about some early stuff growing up in the Dalles, to his time as a production assistant in Las Vegas, and his company, artistic process, and a ton of other stuff too. So here he is, my friend, Randy Jones. What I got to start it with is a story about Vegas.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to tell a story the way I remember it, and then you can fix all the things that I left out or actually change it to be truthful. But the way I remember it is, so it was in 2010. It was right before Farger got married, and we were going there for his bachelor party. And so it was me, Farger, Jimmy Jam, Hoobastank, Ronnie C., Shayna Bain, Smelly, and Benjamin. So we were all going down there, all of us, and I don't...
Was that Brandon?
Brandon? Yeah. Jimmy Jam?
Jimmy Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Yeah. And so we were coming down there to hang out, and I don't think I knew that you lived there. But when we got there, my brother mentioned it, and so we were going to hang out with you. But we show up that first night, and we went to some super fancy strip club. And were you there that night?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we went to that super fancy strip club, and one of the guys ended up going in a back room with somebody and spending all of his money. And that was the first night we were there. And so Farger had to buy him meals the rest of the trip because that guy ran out of money. He was super pissed about it.
We'll keep that one anonymous.
Yeah, we will not say which one of those 8 people that was. But he was broke the rest of the trip, and Farger's pissed. And the first night we did that, and it's fairly uneventful, but we went back to we were staying at the Excalibur, and we went back to the room. And every time I'm in Vegas, I always want to order a pizza because, you just throw it in your fridge. You can eat some for breakfast or whatever. You don't have to go anywhere. And so I call up this place, and I order the pizza, and I was fucked up, and I didn't quite make it to waiting for it to show up. So they showed up to deliver it, and I was asleep. And they're knocking on the door and stuff, and they turn around and leave. And the next day I wake up, and I'm like, oh, man, I ordered that pizza, and I wasn't awake. Didn't happen. I was upset about it. And we go around, and we do whatever we did that day, running around, getting drunk, whatever. And that night, the second night, went back to the room, tried to order pizza again from the same place, and they're like, no. You called last night, we tried to deliver it, and no, we're not bringing a pizza out to you again.
That's so funny.
And I was like, whatever, and so I went to bed, and then I get woken up at late in the morning, 3 or 4 a.m. or something, and I can't remember if it was cops or if it was security people from the hotel, but it were 2 authority figures. And they came and they knocked on the door, and they said, do you know Randall Jones? And I was like...
I saw your face.
I was like, Randall? No, I don't know Randall Jones.
And then you just slammed the door.
And I shut the door, and I went back to bed, and then I wake up the next day, and everybody's like, you know that Randy went to jail last night? And I was like, what? And they're like... Yeah, apparently he came to the door and you said you didn't know him. And I was like, what? I didn't know your name was Randall.
I didn't know your name was Randall.
So I got to apologize for that.
Yeah, you're good. It's so funny, though, because, for the longest time, people were blaming Farger. And Farger's like, I didn't do it. It was pretty funny, though.
So what, you want to fill in anything there? What happened and why...
I haven't really told people this the whole story because I was just like, oh, dude, I went to jail. Why would I tell everybody I went to jail?
Well, you don't have to tell the story if you don't want to.
No. I usually don't, but I knew that when we came on this, we got to, figure this out. So when I lived in Vegas, I would gamble. I would play roulette a lot. Mm-hmm. I never lost money. I would always win money. Mm-hmm. So casinos don't like that.
Yeah.
They're like, what's he doing? Why is he making money? And I think Brandon or...
Jimmy Jam
was with me, for a minute, and then he decided like go back to the room. Well, the guy at the table, somebody came up and was like, if you're making too much money at Vegas, they can tell you to leave.
Yeah.
They can be like, we don't know what you're doing, whatever. So a guy came up and he's like, you need to leave the table. And so they cashed me out. And so I thought he meant like I could go to a different table. So I went to a different table, started playing roulette. The guy came back up, the security guy or whatever. He's like, no. He's like, you have to leave the premises. And I was like, I'm staying here because I was staying with you guys. He's like, no, you got to go, dude. You're trespassing now. And I was like, whoa. So they cashed me out again. I went outside, and I think I called one of you guys. And then I just went through a back door up the stairs to go to the room. And I was knocking, and I was calling you guys. Nobody answered because you guys were probably asleep because you forgot the pizza.
I was totally asleep.
I was banging on the door real quick, and like knocking. Nobody answered. So I kicked the door loud, so it made like a boom because I was like, dude, we went to the strip club twice probably, I think. Or we took like a bus or something. Because I just got off work, and you guys were already tanked. So I was like, oh, shoot. So you guys probably already passed out. So I was like, oh, dude, if I kick the door, somebody might hear it. Kick the door, dude. Look over. Same security guard walking towards me. I was like, oh, damn. Because they have cameras, but I was just like, I'm staying here. So the guy's like, dude, for real, like, what's up? I'm like, this is the room. This is my boys. We're staying here. And he's like, really? And then he knocked, and somebody you must have, like, heard something, so you got up. And you open the door, and I'm off to the side kind of, and I see you. And he's like, do you know Randall Jones? And you're like, no. And then you shut the door, and I was like, Cody. And then the guy looks over at me, and he's like, you're disturbing everybody. And so he took me down to they took me to downstairs. There's downstairs in Vegas, like at the casinos. They took me downstairs, and the lady was like asking me questions. And I'm like, oh, I was just trying to stay the night here. And he's like, or she was like, well, you're trespassing, so we're waiting for the van to come pick you up. And I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, I'm arrested? And they're like, yeah, for trespassing. I was like, no way, dude. So a van came, picked me up, drove me all the way out towards like Pahrump to like a jail facility. Okay. And I got there and I got one phone call. Well,
that's real?
Yeah, they didn't give me a phone call. I didn't get one.
Oh.
So they put me in a room for a while, and then another van came, picked me up and took me downtown to Clark County, like right by the Gold Nugget. And they booked me on a Friday night.
For trespassing.
For trespassing. And I was in there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I got let out Monday morning because it's on the weekend. So I was in there, dude, and it was just...
Were you mad at me?
No, I was just like...
that motherfucker!
I mean, I probably said that, but I was like... In my head, I'm like, for trespassing. So I'm in jail for like a couple days. One of my slippers is a size 10, and one of my slippers is a size 7. So I'm like trying to like keep it on, like walking, because one was like flopping. I get put in a jail cell, and this is when the story gets a little crazier. I'm sitting in there, and they're like, you can use your one phone call in your room. And I was like, okay. So they put me in there.
There was a phone in the room?
Yeah. My phone doesn't work in the room. And so I'm like knocking on, I'm like, the phone don't work. And they just look at you like you're crazy and then walk by. I'm like, damn it, Jesus. And so I'm in there, and then like it's Saturday, like 4 a.m. And a guy comes in. They put a guy in a cell with me. He comes in. His hair is just crazy, and he looks a mess. Like he just got a DUI. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I shouldn't talk to him yet. But I'm like, you look so familiar. Like in my head, I'm like, whatever. But after like a couple hours, he like sobered up, and I'm like, you look familiar. He's like, probably. And I was like, what do you do? He's like, do you watch poker? I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm Gavin Smith.
I don't know who that is.
Gavin
is that famous?
Smith is a pro poker player. It's won like the World Series a couple times.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I was drunk, just played in a tournament, and I was leaving, and I got picked up by the cops for DUI. I'm like, you dummy.
Yeah.
And so I was in there just talking to him about poker all like for the next 2 days. And then I got put into a kick-out cell with like 38 people. Everybody was in there for DUIs and intoxication, and I was in there for trespassing.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, this is so dumb. Wow. So, first time going to jail.
Yeah, I imagine Vegas is not a place you want to go to jail on the weekend. Like you could see some crazy people.
Dude, I saw some crazy people.
So are you friends with Gavin Smith now?
Yeah. It's a good story, dude. I was like sitting there and I was just like, because I've been in Vegas for a while, but like I've seen him on TV.
Yeah.
But I was like, I thought I saw him from like a homie in town. And I was like, how do we know each other?
Yeah.
He's just like, you watch poker? I was like, that's when it clicked.
Yeah.
But he just looked like a mess.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit.
Had he won that night?
I think he did.
Yeah.
But not enough to pay for his.
Well, dude, so that was 2010. That was before Uber and Lyft. I guess there were taxis and stuff. But like, dude, there's no reason to get a DUI now.
Yeah. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I went to Vegas just last year, and I Ubered around, and it was cheap.
Yeah.
Because you only go like from here to like here.
Yeah.
And they do that all day, so it's like $10, $10, $10. But $10 to save a. Wow.
Yeah. It's totally worth it.
It was dope.
Well,
that was a good story, though. You know?
So, dude, I felt so bad the next day when we woke up, and I thought the worst event that happened was I didn't get a pizza. And then everybody's like, you sent Randy to jail, you asshole. I'm like, really? I really did not know that was your name. Like, it made no sense to me when he's like, do you know Randall Jones? I'm like, why are you talking to me right now?
Did he order a pizza?
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's just on my driver's license. But I go with Randy, so people, or Jonesy.
Yeah.
And people just, you know.
Yeah, so.
It's a good story, though.
Yeah.
If that didn't all happen, it would.
You never would have met Gavin Smith.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
It was exciting.
What was it like being in jail? Was it just super boring?
God, dude. I was there. Yeah. I was just in a room by myself.
Did they let you read books or anything?
No.
You just sat there for 72 hours.
Yeah, and then they brought me food once in a while. And then I like looked across the way and there was like young kids that were like, they've been in there for a while, I think.
Yeah.
And they were like gangsters. So the whole time they were just like throwing gang signs at me through the window. And I'm like, I don't even, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then I would like lay down, then I'd get back up and they'd still be like just chilling at the window, like waiting for people. And they'd be like,
were they trying to fight you or were they trying to figure out if you were on a crew or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I went to NORCOR for a night, but I don't remember it.
What's NORCOR?
In the Dalles.
The Dalles police station?
It's not it's a
like
jail.
A jail?
Yeah. You never heard NORCOR before?
No.
Yeah, Northern County Corrections or something.
I'm surprised.
Northern Oregon Corrections. I forget. Yeah, dude.
You don't want to talk about it.
It's not a good place. They post every inmate, their photo and their crime on the website.
Oh, for sure.
So Pondo's always whenever he sees somebody that we know that goes to NORCOR, he always sends me a screenshot of it. I'm just like, oh God, that sucks. Yeah, I went there.
That sucks.
I went there in 2002 when I was 18 for DUI.
Oh, snap.
When I tell a story with Irvin in the episode with Irvin, we crashed my car. I was driving.
Was it the bug?
No, it was the 87 Honda Accord.
Okay.
I crashed it into a curb and got out of the car, and him and I started fighting, like yelling at each other. Like he was trying to say we need to leave, and I was trying to say get back in the car so we could.
No.
Yeah, and he's like, "Look at your car, man. It's messed up." And I was wouldn't listen to him, and so somebody inside a house heard us yelling at each other and thought we were like fighting, and she called the cops on us. He ran and he got away. Jumped over some fences and hid in some bushes or something.
This is my car.
I was just sitting next to the car, and they asked me, and I was drunk, dude, and stupid. And they're like, "Is this your car?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Cool, you're going to jail." And so I went to jail, and I stayed there overnight, and I had to call my dad at like
fun.
2 or 3 in the morning, and he came and bailed me out. I think it was like $500 or something like that. But I had to work at the gas station the next day. I was supposed to be there at 6:30, and I didn't make it until like 8. And the guy I was working with was pissed. He's like, "Where have you been? I've been doing all these cars by myself for an hour and a half." And I was like, "Shut up, man. I was in jail. Okay, let's just move on." He's like, "Oh, okay."
That's so funny, though. That reminds me. So, like, when I was with you guys, I had the weekend off, but I had to be back at work on Monday morning.
Oh.
So when I got out of jail, I took a taxi. I didn't have any money. Like, to pay the guy. But so I was like, hey, just drop me off at my work because I had to work in the morning with my buddy. And the taxi drove, and when we got there, my buddy was working my shift, and we paid the taxi guy. And then I got on the shift because he was like, dude, I knew you were in jail because, like, you never not show up to work. And I was like, dude, I know. And so I just got out of jail and started working. I probably look like a mess.
Did they give you the, like, orange jumpsuit to wear?
Dude, it was like a blue.
Is that what you were wearing when you got there?
No. Like, I had
You changed
clothes.
back into your clothes.
Yeah. But, and then they had everything in a bag for me. And, yeah, it was wild.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get fired.
Dude, I didn't last long there. I just started doing artwork for the rest of the time.
Yeah. So that was when you still had a regular job. Now you're full-time
full-time artist.
Yeah.
When I was there, I ended up just doing artwork. And then, from then on out.
Where were you working?
It was a coffee shop.
Yeah. Was it a Dutch Bros?
No.
No?
It was just a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
But, and that's when I left Dutch Bros to go down there. And then I did art for a long time. And then my lease was ending, and the house in Kaiser opened up for rent. So we moved back early and moved into it. Yeah.
So how long did you live in Vegas?
2010 to 2013.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I met a lot of cool people, but I mean, everybody's there to make money.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're not really like, you know, me and you, we're homies.
Yeah.
Like, we go way back. You don't really have that connection with people in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because, like, everybody's not from there.
Well, and just from the, like, limited Uber conversations I've had with people, you know, like getting driven around, I always ask them, like, you know, do you enjoy living here? You know, do you come down to the Strip? And they're always like, no. No one who lives in Vegas goes to the Strip. Unless they're, like, taking somebody there to make money or something. No one goes there. They hate it.
Yeah, for sure. Because, for instance, you guys hit me up and I wanted to go hang out with you. But, like, the next 4 days, somebody new that I know in town came in town.
Yeah.
Like, come meet us. And it's like, bro, I can't go every... You know what I mean? Like, everybody goes at different times.
Yeah.
That, like, you would be down there all the time meeting your friends. So you got to, like, pick and choose.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, living there, I know, like, the places to go. So you could get, like, free drinks, you know?
Yeah.
Act like you play a video game or slot machine and sit there and just melt
Yeah,
them.
I don't know if that works anymore because the last couple times I went there, I would put so much money in the slot machine waiting for my $1 Long Island iced tea that it wasn't worth it anymore.
Yeah, but you were gambling.
Yeah, but I was losing.
But if you put like $20 in and you like barely gamble your money and just wait for a lady to come by, you just gotta be focused.
You just got to not be a crazy person like me and just hit the button over and over and over and over.
And then
you're going to win one of these times.
You're like, damn, that was a $21 Long Island.
Exactly, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, so like every time I go there now, we fly in on the airplane, and we take an Uber directly to the liquor store.
Yeah.
We buy booze, and then we go to the hotel.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. So I always stay close to MGM. Like, I stayed at Hooters. I always stay at the cheap places because you're never really there. Yeah. And then there was like a Motel 6. I stayed for like a week, and it was like $20 a night, dude. It was so dirt. Like, hookers were walking by at night, like tapping on your window, like, hey, and you're like, dude, I got to get out of here. Yeah. So I only left like my bags, and then I dipped. But there was the liquor store, was like right there, beer and whatever. So at that time, I just bought beer and stocked my room with beer, and then would come back and forth if I wanted. Yeah. But
well, what happened in 2013 when you finally left? You're just like over it at that point?
Yeah, I was living out like Jones and Cheyenne, like way out like Summerlin area kind of. Okay. Like, so like Vegas has like a bunch of different spots. I used to live in Henderson. I lived down in the Old Town, and then from there I moved out towards like Summerlin. It's like a little further than the Strip. And my rent was like super cheap. Because it was going off my credit, and everybody that lived there was paying like $8 something. I was paying like $5.20 $20 for like the same room.
Because your credit sucked?
No, it was good.
Because your credit was good, you got a lower rate.
Yeah. So I was getting like $300 less a month for the same place as other people.
It was an apartment complex?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
It's so weird. But they had a dope pool with like a barbecue out there. It was nice with a gym and everything. And so we lived out there, but like I had 1 month of rent still. I already paid it. But the house came available in Oregon. And we were like, dude, let's move back to Oregon.
Yeah.
So we just dipped.
So you had a house to come to?
When we came back, yeah.
In Kaiser before?
Because the renters left and the rental house was available.
Yeah, but how did you even know? Were you just looking for houses on Zillow or something?
Family members had the rental. So they were like,
nice.
yo, the renters moved out if you guys want it. And we're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just moved back. Because after like 3 years, it was kind of like you met all your connections.
Yeah.
I sold a bunch of artwork. And now it's like, let's move back.
Well, yeah, I had a friend who I knew probably like 10 or 12 years ago, and he moved down there, and he got a job working for Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he was on, I think he started on the Michael Jackson show.
Oh, dope.
And it sounds glamorous, and he made like 80 or 90 grand a year. So I mean, he was making good money, but he, as far as I remember, he was in charge of organizing the wireless microphones for the performers.
Okay.
He was backstage, the belt pack and the little string that comes up so they have a microphone on them. And he would work, I want to say like Tuesday through Sunday, like noon to 8, or maybe it was 2 to 10. So he had this exact same schedule every single week. And it was the exact same show every single night, 2 times a night. So, dude,
draining.
It's like Groundhog Day, man.
Dude.
And he did it. I think he did that show for maybe a year or 2, and he couldn't do it anymore. And so he went to another show. And then, dude, he got to the point where it was too monotonous. It was the same thing over and over and over and over again.
It's crazy you say that because, like, I go to them. I've gone to, like, the Blue Man Group. I've gone to the COACHA, MGM, the Beatles. I went to like all of them because I knew people that could get me tickets. Yeah. Because they get like free tickets every month, and like all their family members, like, I've already seen this. Yeah. So they would give me them, and I'd go to them, and it makes sense though. If you're working it, it's the same show.
It'd be brutal, man.
It'd suck.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you. I equate it to being. And no offense if there's any accountants listening, but I equate it to being like an accountant. Like you go to some nondescript building, and there's just like 100 cubicles, and you go in and you've got your little desk and you got your one picture, your dog, and then like a bobblehead, or kind of like The Office. And you just go to that same spot every day.
You're just doing numbers.
You're just doing numbers, 9 to 5. Like, dude, I could not do that. If my schedule was the exact same every day,
it'd suck. Years
would just fly by, man. You would.
It'd be like 2030 right now. You'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I mean,
and you just hate your job.
Yeah.
You just, I mean.
Some people like consistency.
People like it, but at the same time, I would be like, I can't do it. I have to just wake up, get coffee whenever I want, and then do it. I've been doing that since 2015 till now. I've been like just full-time, just winging it. Yeah. Like artwork and just walk around.
Yeah. So for everybody listening, you and I grew up in the Dalles, and our parents were friends when we were little kids. Yeah. So I've known you since like 6, 7, 8 years old, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I have pictures with Callahan when your brother, when we were probably like 5.
Yeah, man.
Because I met Cameron when I was 4 at the library, and then I think maybe Callahan came in to the library too or something, because I met Charlie Foote at the library too, and like everybody would always go there for like stuffed animal and like reading time or something. Huh. It was weird.
That was the hangout, huh? Was the library.
And that's where we all, like our parents, the moms would take the kids to the library and listen to them.
I thought it had something to do with softball too, because weren't they on softball teams together?
Yeah, and then they ended up like, I think that kind of came around the same maybe time. Yeah. And then they did the softball team together. That was cool.
That's pretty wild, man.
And then AYSO soccer. Callahan was on my team, and Cameron, I think. Yeah. We're both on my team. Yeah. So And we were just rocking it.
Yeah. And I was friends with your brother mainly because he was
And
my
Farger.
age. Yeah.
You guys all.
And you and my brother are like year and a half, 2 years younger. So you guys were
Yeah.
kind of like hanging out, and then me and your brother were hanging out. And I'd come spend the night at your house and stuff like that, dude. When,
Birthday parties.
Birthday parties. When I asked you to come up here and you said you were coming, I was thinking about like all these memories started flooding back to me. And your dad was a cop. He was a state trooper. And we would go spend the night at your house, and he would get donuts on Sunday morning. I was like, how cliche is that? He was so cool, though, man.
Like dope.
Yeah, like cops eat donuts.
Yep.
I guess it's true. But then I was also thinking about growing up in that town. You know, there were only like 12,000 people or whatever. Your dad had an incident somewhere locally, and then they made
Downtown.
Was it downtown?
It was downtown Salem.
Okay.
But then,
It was in Salem?
yeah, but it was on Real Stories of Highway Patrol.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
Way back in the day.
Yes, they made an episode of that TV show, which is kind of like Cops.
Do you know what's crazy, though? Is it happened in the Dalles, but that's such a busy street that we had to film it in Salem
Wow.
because the street looked the same. And now I live in Salem. Go figure.
Yeah, man, that was so wild that one of our friends' dad was on TV. Like, was it actually him, or did they have an actor? I can't remember now.
I think it was him.
I think it was him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was actually in the episode.
Yeah.
They just did like a recreation
Yeah.
of the event. And he got shot in the butt, right?
The guy did.
Oh, the guy did, not your dad. Okay. Yeah.
The-
Your dad shot him in the butt cheek.
Well, it shot him right here, and it went through his wallet and everything. So
What happened?
it was some guy with, like, kidnapped his girlfriend with a shotgun.
In downtown the Dalles.
Yeah, some crazy thing. And then they got into, like, a pursuit, and my dad was like, yo.
Putting my foot down on this one.
Well, the guy shot the shotgun 2 times at him before he even took a shot at him.
Damn.
And so, like, when he shot him, it was like, it wasn't even, like, to kill him. It was just to, like, unarm him.
Yeah.
Like, and then, yeah.
Did he talk about it much after it
No,
happened?
not really.
Was it pretty, like, damaging? Did it scar him?
I think so.
Yeah?
I mean, you know,
That's a hardcore job, man.
it's hardcore.
I want so bad to get a police officer to come in here. It's pretty difficult these days because there's so much.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about certain things.
Well, dude, there's so much animosity for police officers. And the shitty thing is, like, there's bad cops and there's good cops.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'd love to have a cop come in here and talk and just ask him crazy stuff. But I know that if they're still in the service or in the force or
they
whatever,
can't talk about
they
too
can't
much.
talk about that. But, yeah, man, that's a crazy
Gotta
job.
get some retired ones.
Exactly.
They have crazy stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he never really talked about it, huh?
No, but he still do some funny stories, though.
Yeah.
Some, like, bizarre ones.
He's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
But bring back, like, when I first was driving up here, I was thinking in my head about hanging out at your house, like, way back in the day. Because I feel like I was always over there. You guys had a pool. We'd hang out. Callie and I would just cause ruckus all the way up. Where did you live?
Up on,
Mary, what was it?
they called it Snob Hill. I don't know what it's really called, but they called it Snob Hill.
Snob Hill. And we would just cause ruckus all around that neighborhood.
It was a cool neighborhood.
Especially on Halloween. I think one time we did some damage. We, like, smashed pumpkins and did some we were with Brandon Lakehawk.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to go wild, so we smashed all these pumpkins and did stupid things, and then we ended up getting caught. We peed on cars and stuff. I don't know. We were just we were dumb and wilding out, dude. Or he was wilding out, and everybody was kind of like, "Oh, cool, yeah."
Yeah.
It was like me, Cameron, Callahan, Brandon Lakehawk, and somebody else. And then we got in trouble. But what I was thinking when I first drove up here was the first time I ever drank alcohol
Was that my parents' house?
was with you.
With me? Mm-hmm. Really? What did we drink?
I think you were probably, I'm guessing you were like 14 When was the first time you had a hard A or vodka?
The first time I drank, I was in 7th grade, and I was with Ian Dimmick.
And what?
And we stole, my parents had like a few bottles upstairs that they never drank. That was, they didn't really drink back in the day. They do now. But then they had like 5 or 6 bottles that just sat there for years.
Yeah.
And so we would go up there and we'd sneak. They had a bottle of Jim Beam and a bottle of watermelon pucker, which is some gross shit, dude.
Oh, for sure.
You're supposed to mix it with other stuff, and we would just take shots. And so the first time I got drunk was with Ian, and I was in 7th grade.
How old would you been? 14?
I was 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, dude,
Does that make sense?
Dude, I probably had like 3 shots, you know, some very small amount.
So that makes me what, 10?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Okay.
But yeah, we had those shots that one night, and then I woke up with puke all over my face and in my ear. And
it wasn't yours?
no, it was totally mine. But Ian woke up and he's like, "Oh God, dude, we got to cover this up. We got to do something." And so we threw all the sheets and the blankets and stuff in the washing machine. And my mom came downstairs and just like the smell of puke just like hit her in the face. And she's like, "What is going on?" And we had to fess up about it. And dude, my parents blamed it on Ian. And it was like I was the instigator, so I had to tell him. I was like, "Man,
it wasn't
him. It was me." But yeah, that was 7th grade. So
parents always blame it on the other like kids.
Yeah, that's not my kid's fault.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was his.
So, how did we drink alcohol for the first time?
Okay, so you were probably 7th grade then. Mm-hmm. 7th or 8th grade, and I don't think Callahan was with us. I think he was inside or something, and I was like, I'll go with you because I like looked up to you. I was like, "Oh, dude, like older bro, dude, like he's cool." And I would watch you play like drums all the time, dude. I would sit in the room and just like listen to you play Nirvana, and I'm like, "Just what? Like he's killing it." So one night, you wanted to like take shots of vodka. You had some like HRD or some vodka or something, and you're like, "Dude, let's go drink." And I was like, "Sure." So we went underneath your trampoline. We hid underneath your trampoline, and we took shots of it. I don't know why we were under the trampoline, but we were like outside, and we went under the trampoline and took shots.
Huh.
That was the first time I drank. I think I was like, I was probably 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at you.
We turned out all right.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
We're fine.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I remember you used to sneak out your window.
I did.
When you had a girlfriend at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell a story about that.
Cool.
Eventually, I'll make it an episode. I've been thinking of the best way to do it. But yeah, I used to sneak out a lot.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember going out the window. But what I would do is because my room was in the bottom floor.
Yeah.
My parents would go to bed upstairs, and Callahan would be chilling on the couch, and I'd come out and I'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna ride my bike to my girlfriend's house," and he would be like, "Okay, man." And he was always like,
"Okay, man."
He was always like scared, like I was gonna get hit by a car or like I was gonna die or something. He didn't like it, but he also like wanted to protect his brother, and you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'd go outside and get my bicycle. I'd ride like 5 or 6 miles to her house, and
throw rocks at her window.
Well, her mom was pretty cool. I don't think she knew I was sneaking out, but like she was cool. She didn't really care, but. I'd stay there for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I'd come back, you know, at like 5 or 6 in the morning, ride the bike back up there, and go to sleep for a couple hours, and then go to school.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, man. I did that like 2 or 3 times a week for like a year. And they never found out until I finally got busted at the last time. But no, it's crazy, man. I'd be like riding my bicycle at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the sun's coming up. My dad's getting up, getting ready for work.
Passes you?
Yeah, I'm just like pulling up, you know, on the side of the house to park the bike and like sneak in real quiet. My dad's upstairs like making coffee. I'm just like, man.
That's so crazy.
The shit that I tried to get away with.
Oh, yeah. I remember your garage, your mom had a bunch of... she used to always do crafts or like woodwork and like make things for, is it bazaars?
Yeah.
Yeah, she still do that?
Yeah. Yeah, she still...
Cool.
That's kind of like a side project. She really refinishes furniture now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal right now.
They got a good thing going. They kind of go and they find old beaten up furniture, and then they'll bring it back and sand it and
Restore
paint
it, make it look
and
good.
like turn around and sell it for like twice as much as they bought it. So it's pretty cool.
And they're over there in the Bend areas.
Yeah, they live down there in Bend.
Dude, that's a nice area.
Yeah, it's cool down there.
So every time I go to Bend, I usually hit up Callahan.
Yeah.
I've stopped in a couple times, said what up to him.
Yep. They got a house down there.
Those little monsters. Mm-hmm. Said what up to him.
Yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
So what I wanted to get at, and I got sidetracked with your dad and the True Stories of Highway Patrol. So we're hanging out when we were kids, and when did you start drawing? When did you decide that was like your thing? You were pretty young, right?
I started drawing when I was like 5.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5. Just drawing. Doodling and stuff. And then my dad and my mom would sometimes like doodle with me too.
Yeah.
And so like I just kept with it. And then when I went to school at... Dude, I don't even remember the school's names.
Dry Hollow?
No, like the next...
Colonel Wright?
No.
Junior high?
Junior high. Maybe, no, like the middle school?
Yeah.
Middle school.
Yeah.
There was Miss Orr, the art teacher.
Yeah.
And she always made these crazy cartoon figures, like weird fish and like dude playing with a yo-yo and like doing a yo-yo off his toe too. Like doing some crazy stuff. And I was just like, dude, this is awesome. And she's like teaching people this. So like that really stuck with me that Miss Orr was like super cool and did art.
Yeah.
So then I just kept doing it, drawing, doing all that stuff. And then, like, fast forward 2004, like, that's a long ways jump, but, like, I kept doing art. And then, like, 2004, I graduated high school, and I was still doing artwork. This was, like, MySpace. You remember MySpace?
Who could forget?
Yeah. They still have MySpace.
I heard, I think Justin Timberlake bought it.
Really?
I think so.
Cool. I might have to restart another one. No, and a buddy of mine hit me up from California and was like, bro, you should get in this art show with me. And I was like, dude, I'm down. He's like, send a painting. I was like, a painting? I was like, I don't paint.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, do what you do and put it on a canvas and paint it.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
You'd never painted at that.
I never painted at that point. So 2004, I started painting. I painted a picture, put it in an art show, and it was in Studio City, California or somewhere.
Yeah. It's near LA, right?
Yeah. And I put in a show with a bunch of like these artists that like invited me, and it sold. And I was just like, whoa, somebody bought it? Like, that's cool.
How much?
I don't like probably like 400 or 500. But at that time, that was my first painting, so I was like, cool. But I only got like 60% of it. They keep 40%.
They kept it.
So I got like 2 something.
Yeah,
but
but you were still like, you were like 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was like, oh, crap, people will buy that. So I liked painting. Like, painting was cool. So I just started making a bunch of paintings. And then getting in group shows with all these guys, like Long Beach, L.A., San Francisco, like all of California. From like 2004 to 2006, I did like 30 shows in California, like art shows. And I was selling art. And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, you can make money off of it. So then I kept doing it, and then I started showing artwork in my city in, like, cafes, in, like, restaurants, like, just, like, places that would let me. Like,
Which city?
in Salem.
In Salem?
Kaiser areas. Yeah, Salem. In Portland. I'd just go to coffee shops and be like, hey, can I put artwork up? And they'd be like, yeah, that would be cool. I'm like, can I do it next month? And they're like, yeah. So I did that for a long time and just sold, like, local paintings to people. And then I was still doing art shows, like New York and Arizona, like all over.
You showed art in New York?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And it was with these guys. So one of my good buddies is Chris from Robots Will Kill. And he makes a robot. It's like a robot character. He always makes it. They're all over New York. And we've done collaborations together. And he's done shows where, like, he has 30 paintings, and they'll all, like, sell out. It's crazy. Especially for New York, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I've been friends with him for a long time, and he got me on a lot of shows in New York and then other places. But I used to do from 2006 till now, before COVID hit, I was doing a show in Bend at Velvet Lounge downtown. Have you ever been to Velvet? Mm-mm. It's like a snowboard lodge, like wooden, like looks cool. They have snowboard movies, TVs like that, and snowboard videos are on while you're like drinking out of a mason jar or something. You know,
Nice.
It's kind of cool. And I did a show once a year there. And one of the times I had a show, I did like 25 paintings, and they all sold in 1 month. It was crazy.
Nice.
And then the next year I did it again, and like people just go in there because they're from out of town. They're snowboarding at Bachelor, and they're like, we'll go here. But then they're like, oh, we take some art home.
Yeah.
So a lot of them would just buy it and take it home. And they lived in like Cali or like wherever.
And so how did you get to the point where you could just make that a full-time profession? Did you just cross a certain financial threshold and you're like, well, I don't have to work anymore. I'm just going to do this.
For sure.
Yeah?
It was like 2013. I was like, I could totally do it. But then I moved back to
Kaiser?
I moved back to Kaiser and hit Dutch Bros back up, and they put me as a manager in Woodburn. And so I was working that, but at the same time, everybody that came through Dutch Bros knew I did logos and artwork.
Yeah.
So they would always just be like, yo, and then I just kind of promote Jonesy Artwork through there.
Did they let you like hang work at the shop?
No, but I used to bring work,
Yeah.
but we didn't hang it.
Yeah.
They would put my stickers on everything.
Nice.
So like on the tip jars out front, it would be like Jonesy Artworked out. And
Yeah.
Like I would give out stickers of my own.
Nice.
I would just do my own thing.
Yeah.
But they like totally loved my stuff.
Yeah.
So I was working there for a while. About 2015, I just took time off, and then I told I was selling artwork, and I had more time to do artwork. That I told the owner, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna come back. I'm doing good with art, you know. And she's like, do you? You know, that's cool. And then she ended up actually getting designs done from me like afterwards. So like I got hired with that. Then headquarters hit me up 2015 and heard that I stopped, I think, like working in the stand, and they asked for my resume to do designs with them. And so I said, hell yeah. So they hit me up for some designs, and I did like three, 4 projects with them. And they printed some for shirts. Some like we made like a card set, like 52 cards, and I did like 2 of the designs in the deck. So when you look at the card, it could be like the King of Hearts, and it would be like Jonesy's logo in it. You know, like they were doing cards and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that was when they took me on tour with them
For COACHA.
for COACHA, and they took me to the Moda Center
Yeah.
in Portland, and I painted live there in front of like 3,000 Dutch Bros employees.
Yeah.
And then they sent me down to Sacramento, and that's when I was walking, I was getting all my artwork set up. I got my stuff set up. Dude, it was kind of crazy because the pieces I had were huge. They were like 3 foot by 3 foot, and there's 2 of them. So I'm getting it all set up, getting my paint ready because I'm like, crap, I got a lot to do. And I'm walking, and I see this dude, and I'm like, there's bright lights everywhere. Like I'm going through this tunnel with lights and stuff, and I'm like, I know what. And I'm thinking, am I in Portland? Like that's the first thing I thought when I looked up and I saw your face. I was like, oh yeah, he works at Moda Center too. He does like whatever. He does like you were doing the mixing or like the
Concert stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm in Sacramento.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, dude, Cody, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And we just like, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude, that was cool. Those guys, they are one of the coolest corporations that I've ever done work for. Their
Dutch
entire
Bros?
Dutch Bros. Their entire upper management is super cool and down to earth.
Yeah.
And very just like organic. Like they just feel like real people.
They're just fun.
Yeah, they're fun. They're not like stale old turd ball politician corporate
They're
people.
all young.
They're all young. They're cool. They wear fucking Nirvana shirts. Like, dude, they're really awesome people. And so I've done a bunch of shows for them.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's crazy about that entire culture is like they'll throw this huge party for 3,000 employees, and they'll invite them all in there. And dude, it's just a party. It's like
rebels,
3,000 22-year-old guys and girls, and they're all just partying and having a great time. Dude, they made this video to play at the event that shows they have a drink that's like a Red Bull.
Yeah,
it's called Rebel.
Rebel.
And in this video that they were showing to the kids, it shows them shotgunning a Rebel.
Yeah.
And so they showed this video to the kids, and then like 10 minutes later,
everybody.
They're shotgunning Rebels. And so we're taking shots with the camera and putting them on screen. And dude, it's just wild, man. They all get crazy and they're dancing and having a great time.
Up, dude.
Oh man, it's awesome.
When I started my shift, we would do shotguns, dude. We'd just shotgun a Rebel, get our day started. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like,
dude,
it's crazy.
They are so good at hiring extroverts and young, attractive, awesome, talkative people.
Yeah.
Like their entire group of employees is just like so
just
fun.
Insane.
Yeah. And then they put them all together in that arena like that, and they're all just partying. And so we're getting set up, walking around, checking stuff. And then I see you. And I didn't know that you had worked for them before.
Oh.
I didn't know that you had been, until right now that you had been the manager.
Yeah, I started in 2004 actually.
It's a cool company.
Yeah, dude.
It's a really cool
love
company.
Them.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I wish COVID didn't hit. Some big things were probably happening. Brewing.
Well, yeah, they'll. When they start, literally
brewing.
When they start going back out and doing those things again, you think they're gonna take you potentially?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If you guys hear that, dude, let me know, Brant.
Yeah. Yeah, because
dude, it's fun.
That's a good thing, man.
It's so fun, dude. And dude, where did you stay?
Oh man, that was Sacramento in August, and it was like 3 million degrees, dude. It was so hot.
Oh yeah.
And the venue, I forget what it's called, but it's where the Sacramento Kings play. It's in downtown Sacramento, and our hotel was seriously like a 600-foot walk. Like it was. Dude. It was right there.
That's crazy.
So we would be at the venue all day long, and then when we were done, there were a bunch of restaurants in between the venue and the hotel. So we'd hit all those restaurants,
Sick.
Get drunk, whatever, and go back and sleep in the room. So that was that was one of the best work trips I've ever been on.
After setting everything up and getting all like set up, it was like party time. We went to a place with bowling alley, like built inside of the restaurant.
Oh really?
Like it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
We had tacos. They had drinks, bar, like anything, dude, was like just free for all. It's like, I'm gonna go bowl for a little while. Boom, eat a taco. I was like, this is fucking dope.
Well, yeah, and
with a bunch of cool ass people that I know.
And they've got all the baristas set up, and you can
order coffee.
Oh, dude, you can drink as many coffees
Did you get
as you
coffees?
want. Oh yeah, dude, they hook it up.
Fuck yeah.
They give everybody free coffee.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Give you T-shirts and
swag and.
Dude.
Bro,
it's such a cool company.
They fucking hooked me up, man. It was so nice because when I was in Sacramento, I had my car. Because the paintings were so big, I had to bring them with me. So I drove down to Sacramento
from Kaiser.
Yeah, and a bunch of artists flew in, but they weren't really like ready.
Yeah,
they weren't like. I had all my stuff with me, so I was ready.
So did you paint in real time, or you brought them completed?
No. I painted there, but I started them because I knew that it was going to take longer to finish them because I needed to finish both of them at the event.
Yeah.
Because all 4 of my pieces that I made, the 2 in Sacramento and 2 in Portland, are up at headquarters.
Oh,
they
really?
have them on the walls. Yeah.
In Grants Pass?
Yeah. So every time the owner Trav is like doing it or talking and doing a video, they're like in the background.
Nice.
Pieces. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that's kind of dope.
Did they ever have you do anything where you kind of like rebranded the logo, or was it always just like your independent work?
It's just my independent.
It's just your independent work. Yeah.
They just like my weird stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, they're such a cool company, and they have no reservations about tapping into like young, youthful art, man.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so
and the Dalles has them now too. Dalles
Really?
has some.
Oh yeah. On the main.
I know one of the owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So I'll put your Instagram stuff and
Yeah.
any sort of links that can show people what you do if they don't already know you. But
Yeah.
you have a very distinct style that you've like groomed over time. But like
Created it.
whenever I see something that's yours, I know it's yours. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Like when you see a Van Gogh, you know it's Van Gogh.
Yeah.
When I see a Jonesy, I know it's yours. And so like when did you like discover that vein? Because it's been a while that you've had that style, right?
Yeah, I mean, like when I started, it's innovated a little bit. Like when I first started, I used to like have to like focus on a piece because like I was so new at painting.
Yeah.
That like I didn't know how like the paint dried, so like I sometimes smudge it, and I'm like, oh crap, like I have to redo it. Now it's like, dude, I know not to touch certain spots because it's wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so do you start like in the upper left corner or something and work down?
I usually start in the middle, which isn't smart, but I got to start like the main focus.
Yeah.
And then like,
Do you start with pencil and then
No. I just wing it.
Yeah.
I wing all of them. I never like, because I feel like if I use a pencil, I'm doing the artwork twice.
Yeah.
And so like in my head, I'm like, whatever I paint is meant to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what's going to happen. So the thing is like, you turn some Green Day on, you know? Mm-hmm. This painting that I started will go a different way. Mm-hmm. I start this painting and I'm listening to hip hop.
Yeah.
And it's like Cardi B or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go a different way.
Yeah.
Because I like feel the music at the time. I'm like,
cool.
boom, boom, you know? Like the Dutch Bros, there was music going and it was like, I was in the zone because they were playing good music. It was more like electric and like, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just getting into it, you know, focused.
So when you start out, you wake up at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon because you're an artist.
Well, I wish. I wish.
You wake up and you, depending on what music, do you have a focus like every day?
I like rap.
You like rap.
I love rap.
Do you know every day when you're going to wake up? Unless you have like something to do, you're just going to go.
Yeah, I usually get up at like 7:45 every morning.
Because you're used to Dutch Bros schedule.
Yeah, that or I'm a teacher now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kid does online.
Oh, gotcha.
So I have to be on at 9.
Yeah.
9 till 3 every day. So it's like, so I do artwork and try to just do stuff around like logos and whatnot. Yeah. But like I listen to hip hop mainly because a lot of like art that I've done for people are rappers. You know what I mean? So like it just goes hand in hand. So like if I'm doing a project for somebody, I like to listen to their music.
That makes sense.
Because then I kind of get the feel of like what, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and maybe you could explain it to them like I did this thing because of this track
the song
or whatever.
that I heard.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that would go good with it. You know, so I've been doing that. I just did 2 album covers in Portland for a couple of rappers.
Yeah?
Yeah, they turned out pretty good.
That's cool.
They're singles. Because like everything, it's crazy though because I used to do album covers where like you sold a CD to people.
Yeah.
And like I did the fold in the back and the list. And it's like nowadays everything's like digital.
Yeah.
So now you just need like an album cover because it's going to be on like Pandora or Spotify.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to pop up.
Yeah.
It's a little, I mean.
Do you get commissioned a lot for that then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do, like lately since COVID hit, I've done more murals. I've done like 7 murals and probably logos and album covers, like 10. But like it's changed now because COVID hit. Everybody that does music needs digital work. So it's like I'm doing more on the computer.
Well, you know what? When all this happened, like I thought people would start recording more and releasing more albums, but it doesn't seem like much has come out.
I feel like everybody's like in a slump.
Yeah.
But it seems like they should take the time and like record a whole new album.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh man, this is the time that music should be popping out. And then it's like maybe because artistically maybe they're in a slump.
Yeah, maybe they don't have any inspiration because they're just at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they used to like perform. It sucks for a lot of my rap friends because all the money they made, excuse me, all the money they made was at merch sales.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really,
concerts.
Even for A-list headliners, they don't make any money off streaming or album sales. They make it on the road.
Yeah,
on
merch.
tour. Yeah, and doing merch.
So I think that's where a lot of them are struggling.
Yeah.
Is because they're like, not that much money's coming in because we're not selling our merch and CDs. And
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy world, man.
That's cool that you're doing album art, man. That's the perfect route, man, for somebody to commission you to do something like that.
Yeah, it's so crazy, though, because, like, I've worked with people that I never thought I would. You know what I mean? Like, you've listened to them for a while, and you're like, whoa. Like, that's crazy. And the thing that, like, brings me back is, remember Nitro?
Yeah. How do you remember that?
You remember Nitro? It was you and Ian?
Yeah, it was.
And who? It
was just us, me and him.
Just the two of you. Because
that was my first band, man.
Because back in the day, you asked me to make a logo or like an album cover for you. Mm-hmm. And it said Nitro with like flames and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember that because you were like, dude, make me some art for this. And I was like, all right. And I wasn't that good then. But like, you know.
Do you still have it?
I probably do somewhere.
Oh, dude, I would love to see that. That would be cool.
I'm sure I do. I have a big box at my house that's like art that I've done from when I was like, remember J.R. Jones?
Uh-huh.
So back in 1999, me and him were at like a Denny's or a Sherry's or something, and we drew on a napkin. Like I drew a little bit, and then he drew a little bit, and then I drew, and it made this crazy picture of like this goat-looking dude, and it was so cool.
I didn't know he could draw.
Dude, he's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
He was, well, back then he was super good. Huh. And so then I kept like all that kind of stuff. And it's from like 1996 to they're like old.
Dude, I keep all that stuff. Dude. It's so cool to go back and look at it. You're just like, it can
Nitro's
transform.
in there, dude.
You should find it, dude. I'd love to see that. Ian, too. He's the one that came up with it.
It's so funny.
Oh, man.
Do you still have music that you guys recorded?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I have VHS tapes. Yeah. With some wild stuff, dude.
Damn.
I was watching one the other day, and it has my brother in it. He was sitting against the door in my bedroom watching us play.
See, I used to do that with him. We would sit there and just listen.
Yeah, dude. We were so bad, man. We were so bad.
You used to play Come As You Are a lot. I remember you playing
We played a lot of Nirvana songs.
Yeah, Nirvana, like Come As You Are. And it was like The Ride.
Dude, that was when I started learning how to play drums when I was in 6th grade, and I got heavily into Nirvana, and so I was always trying to play like Dave Grohl. And dude,
he's so good.
Some of that stuff that he's playing like is impossible when you've only been playing drums for 6 months.
Yeah.
And dude, Ian and I would play songs over and over again, and we'd have to stop and start over because I couldn't figure out how to do it. It was too fast or whatever, you know. But it was fun, man.
I have you wrote down one time. I have it. Because I could play Come As You Are on the guitar. Mm-hmm. Because you like wrote it down with X's.
I wrote down the tab?
Yeah, the tab. And that's like the only one I could play.
Yeah.
Was like Come As You Are.
Yeah, that's one of those songs. It's a good one to learn when you're just learning guitar.
Yeah.
A lot of those Nirvana songs are because
they're pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Cobain wasn't great at playing guitar. He could just write good songs, you know. So yeah, a lot of those are good to learn at first. But before I forget about it, I wanted to ask how did you meet Jack Black?
Jack Black?
Yeah.
Dude, I used to work for MTV.
What?
Okay, so when I was in Vegas, I worked for MTV. And I met like, did you know who Matt and Kim are?
Matt and Kim.
The band Matt and Kim? Do you know who Chitty Bang is?
Chitty Bang? No.
He's a rapper. What about Mumford and Sons?
Yeah, I know Mumford and Sons.
Okay, so, because I was the only one that lived in Vegas, like MTV came in town to do the music awards and like a bunch of like recordings on Fremont Street. And they needed, I did PA for a movie company. Do you know Lauren Ambrose?
I've heard that name.
From 6 Feet Under.
Okay.
She got the red hair.
Okay.
She was the main actor in a movie that I was the PA on. And so every morning I would have to drive and pick her up at the Palms and drive her back to get on set in time to get like fixed up and ready for the thing. So like my job was to pick her up, make sure she got there and had coffee or whatever. I do that daily before we did the set. And then once the set was going, then I was pretty much just whatever the director needed, I would help him. Or if they needed me to drive somewhere and look for a better location for another film. You know, like I did like a bunch of stuff like that. And my company that I was working with was Lola Pictures, and they were based in Vegas. But they went to Reno, and at the time my girlfriend was like, dude, I don't want you to go to Reno because I would have been there for months.
Yeah.
To do a film. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just stay back. And he's like, dude, you're not coming? And I was like, no, I'll stay back. Well, MTV hit him up and was like, hey, we need PAs. And he's like, I only got one in town. And they're like, give me his number. So I answer the phone. I'm like, hello. And they're like, yo, this is David from MTV. And I'm like, what? And they're like, we need a PA down on Fremont on these dates. And I was like, I'll be there, you know? So I'd do it. There were long days, but MTV pays bank.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they have like 7 of these tables full of food and drinks.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's like they're
And trailers for the talent.
Dude,
yeah.
it's crazy. I dropped Muscle Milk off at Wiz Khalifa's room at the I don't know what hotel it was, but dude, when I dropped it off, his whole fucking room was a cloud, bro.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even see who I was giving the Muscle Milk to. I was just like,
You just get a work order, Wiz Khalifa, Muscle Milk. You're
dude,
like, what?
I think it was like his like manager at the time that like answered the door, but I was like, I should have shut my radio off and just been like, yo. But I didn't. So we went back, and it was Chitty Bang was a rapper. Uh-huh. And the reason I was there was because they were all filming him, because the Guinness Book of World Record guy was there with headphones like us on, and he had to listen to him rap. Like,
because he's the fastest rapper in the world?
No. He was trying to make a record. So he rapped for like 24 hours straight. Oh. So it was like a full day. And then he went out on Fremont onto the stage and kept rapping his last song. And he won the Guinness Book of World Record.
He rapped. He talked into a microphone for 24 hours.
Yep. And he could have a 3-second pause to like take a drink, but he had to go back on. And we even mic'd his bathroom because he had to keep rapping while he was in the bathroom. Dude, and this guy was sitting there. This guy's sitting in a chair with headphones on, just listening to this, and timing it and making sure for 24 hours. Dude, it's crazy. Oh, and he ends up winning, or like gets it. And then like Matt and Kim came out and played. It's like a guy and a girl, and they played. But in between him rapping, I had to leave because they put me in a van and they would have me go pick up other artists. Mm-hmm. So I show up to what was the place? It's right on the corner. It's not Flamingo, but it's across from it. One of these hotels. So I pull in to pick up this band, and they all like jump in the van, and there's a bunch of them, and they're like, "Where are we going?" I'm like, "Fremont." So start driving. I'm like, "What are you guys up to?" And they're just like, "Yeah, we're just chilling, man, just whatever." And I was like, "They're hella cool, you know." But they're like, I was like, "Who are you guys?" And they're like, "Mumford and Sons." And they were like waiting for me to be like, "Oh, what?" And I was like driving. I'm like, "Right on." And then I didn't know who they were. Yeah. It was so like new.
Yeah.
And they were hella cool. I didn't even take a picture of them, but they were like, "Dude, what up? Thanks, bro." And they were like super nice to me, probably because I didn't know who the hell they were.
Yeah.
And I get home later that night, like late, and my girlfriend's like, "Dude, what'd you do today?" I was like, because she knew I was working with MTV. I was like, I just drove around, picked people up, and dropped stuff off, just like PA stuff. And she's like, and I was like, "Do you know who Mumford and Sons is?" She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, I have no clue who they were, but I picked them up today. And she's like, "That's crazy." I was like, I'm an idiot, but whatever.
No, dude, I mean, I don't know a lot of famous people, but like, yeah. I bet that's a common thing. Like, they don't want people freaking out and like asking them for pictures and autographs and shit. They probably just want to hang out and talk to people, you know?
Like one night, my buddy owns a bar in Vegas. And I drank one night with a group of people. Like, he has like a VIP area and like kind of like a nice area. And I was drinking with these dudes that were super dope. And I was like, man, they were cool. And they were like hanging out, buying me drinks, doing whatever. I leave, dude. The next day I talked to him. He's like, "Bro, dude, they loved you." And I was like, "Dude, they were cool." And he's like, "Do you know who they are?" And I was like, "No clue." And he's like, "The Gorillas." And I was like, because all I know is cartoons.
Yeah.
I don't know like the people.
Yeah.
You only like see the cartoon. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I'm like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
And it made more sense now. Like after I like left and I was like, oh, that's crazy because I don't even know nowadays like really what they look like.
Yeah. No, that's a good move, man, is to not have your face plastered all over everything.
Yeah.
The same thing goes for like, you know, the band Tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pondo was hanging out at some shitty venue like in Southeast, dude. Like some place you would never expect anybody to go.
Yeah.
And he knows what Danny Carey, the
Looks
drummer
like.
for Tool, looks like.
Oh.
He's 6'8" and he always wears like basketball jerseys. And like if you listen to Tool and you pay attention to him, you know what he looks like. But other than that, you'd never know.
Yeah, because it's just the art of
Yeah, I mean they are very good at hiding their image. And
smart.
Pondo saw him and he's like, oh my God, that's the drummer from Tool. And he went over and talked to him and got his picture with him. And he just like couldn't believe it. It was just like seeing him at a KFC or something, you know?
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's so cool though. But like at the same time, I had a blast and I'm sure that they wouldn't have hung out with me if I knew who they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of...
Dude, I didn't know that. So this was when you got to Vegas, but you hadn't started working at the coffee shop. You were just being a PA for MTV.
Yeah.
That sounds like...
Well, through the coffee shop, I met a bunch of people.
Oh.
And he worked for a movie company and he needed some help. So then I jumped over and started doing the movie company.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's an exciting life, man. You don't know what's going to happen each day.
Dude, it was crazy. It was wild. And the movie came out. Dude, the girl that was in the movie she was little. And now she's like in college.
Yeah.
And they still like follow me. Like her family follows me. Nice. They're cool people. Do you know who Dylan Baker is? He was the on Spider-Man. He was the guy that had like the long arms.
Okay.
He was in the film. He was one of the like people buying stuff in the film.
Well, you don't have to say names if you don't want to, but did you witness anybody being like a traditional Hollywood asshole where they're like requesting ridiculous stuff?
Maybe requesting ridiculous stuff, but not any of the actors that I like hung out with and did stuff with. They were like normal people. Yeah. But it was like directors.
Yeah.
And people that were like in the film crew were always like, I need chamomile tea. I need and I'm like, just what? Like, you know,
just drink some water, dude.
Dude, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, it was fine.
All right, so we started to get there, and then we didn't quite. So you did all the stuff with MTV, and you're hanging out with Wiz Khalifa and whatever. But like, how did you hook up with Jack Black?
He was just there.
He was in Vegas.
Yeah, there's just people everywhere, like just like attending it. You know what I mean? Like
the MTV show.
No, like MTV was just like doing all the filming, but there's a lot of people standing behind the film that were just there that were like part of things. You know what I mean? Okay. Like actors, other people. They would pop in because they're watching this. So like it's a weird moment because it was like all this was like the first stuff streamed online at the same time so you could comment on it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there was a lot of people that knew about it and wanted to like attend it and watch it because it was like history being made or something. Or maybe they were already in town. You know what I mean?
So was it kind of like TRL? Like just people showed up and hung out?
Yeah, it was more like people could be behind the camera. Like everybody's filming here, but there was like a lot of people in the room like attending it to like hear it. They might have all been in town already for something. Yeah. And they were just like, yo, I'm gonna pop in and see this and chill and talk to people. And so like we were just places to sit and chill. It was like boom. Yeah.
So what was it like?
And then I also was asked that so when I was in the film for with Lauren Ambrose.
You were in it?
Okay, so I was a PA, but they needed me to be in it because so somebody needed to pump gas for their car, and the guy that was supposed to be the extra didn't show up. So they put a leather jacket on me, dude, and I had long hair, and I was pumping gas, dude.
What is this called?
About Sunny.
I'm gonna watch that later, dude.
Dude,
it's a full feature, like full length, 90-minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They won awards for the what's it called? The film awards for it. Yeah, about Sunny there it is.
Okay. So you're pumping gas with a leather jacket on, huh?
Dude, so they had me pump gas, like they needed somebody to pump gas at the gas station. And like she pulls up in a car, you know, and I'm pumping gas. But I had this tight leather jacket. The only thing that they could like hide, like they wanted me to look kind of like something, like a part.
Yeah.
Put this leather jacket on, it's kind of tight. And I had like long hair. And they're like, bro, you're a Jack Black double. They're like, you need to make a phone call and just play his stunt double where you just stand in his place until he like has to come jump in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's so funny, dude. And I was like, let's do that. And then I told a bunch of people that it was my brother because like in some of the pictures of me and Jack Black, we look a lot alike. So I told people it was my brother and they're like, no way. And I was like,
the one that I saw, you guys looked very similar. And I was like, dude, I never realized how much they look like each other. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a little plump nowadays, but...
Yeah. Well, he also got a little bit more gray, too.
Dude, he's so funny, though.
Dude, that guy has got to be the coolest person to hang out with.
Dude, I can't believe my friends went to his concert before COVID hit.
I saw...
He had one in Portland.
I was at that show.
Did you go?
Yeah.
300 and something bucks a ticket?
No, I got mine. I bought one for me, one for Hoover, and then one for my brother. And they were... Hundreds. They were normal price, $80 a pop or something.
Dude, some people were paying like $320 for them.
Oh yeah, dude, it was at the Crystal. There's only like 1,500 tickets.
Was it good?
It was really good. Yeah,
tenacious.
It was great, dude. That was the last concert I saw before COVID.
So cool.
And dude, the crazy thing is I know a bunch of guys who are involved with this group of people who like does stuff for Tenacious D and they do stuff for Foo Fighters. Sick. They did stuff for Everclear back in the day. Like they're all like 10 different friends, you know, that have all like gone between the different bands.
Crazy.
And when I went to that concert, one of those guys, his name is Lance, and I'm trying to get him to come in here and talk to me. He hasn't said yes, but hopefully he will. He's one of their roadies.
Oh, snap.
He's one of their, I would assume, drum tech, maybe guitar tech. He's part of their stage show.
Oh, wow.
We're watching them, me and Hoover and my brother, and Lance goes out on stage, and Jack and Kai are like talking to him, and he's part of the show, and I'm like, I fucking know that guy.
I know you.
Yeah. And then you watch him on YouTube. They have a channel where they post these funny videos and stuff. He's in the background. I'm like, I fucking know that guy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that people have these jobs? Like you had, dude, are you still doing like the concert stuff, or is that kind of went on the down low, like it's disappeared?
It's a little different now. Okay. It'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
You were traveling a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that'll come back. Like, you know,
that'll be fun.
Some of the Dutch Bro stuff and
that'll be cool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Dude, I would not, there's a difference between what I do and going out for like a week every other month. Yeah. And then like somebody who goes on tour and they're just gone for 9 months. Yeah. I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
like that's dude, that's a young man's game.
Yeah.
You got to have an apartment that you don't care about, no pets,
and it's
no
cheap.
kids, no wife, and then you can just disappear.
Then just do it. Do it while you can, make the money. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's cool, man. I know a lot of people in that world, and dude. I mean, until COVID, they just go to Europe for 6 months and travel around. I mean,
so cool.
It's cool. It falls in line with that dude I was talking about who moved to Vegas and worked on the Michael Jackson show. You do the same show every night, so I'm sure that gets old. Yeah. But at least you're in a different city all the time.
Different city, so every venue's different. Every crowd's different, you know.
Can you imagine being in a band and every night you got to go out and play the same songs? Dude,
over and over.
You couldn't make every show the best show ever. Like some nights maybe your dog died that day and you go out and you're like, fuck this, man. But
yeah. It's crazy though. It's crazy. I remember going on, it was like 2018. I was, the manager of Yellow Wolf is a good friend of mine. And so he got me on the list to go to all the shows. So I went to the shows, went downstairs backstage with him, went to Roseland down in the green room, like got to chill with everybody. Everybody's getting tattooed, like There's tattoo artists down there just tattooing people.
Wow.
Like one dude got his face tattooed before he went on stage.
What?
Yeah. It's Big Henry. And I was like,
One of the guys from the band?
well, one of the openers, he's a rapper. And his name's Big Henry. He's a homie of mine too. But he was like straight getting like his whole neck tattooed, dude, right before he went on like stage. I was like, this is crazy, man. But like they do that at like every show. And so I go to the Roseland one and they're like, dude, we're going to Bend tomorrow if you want to go. I'm like, cool. I'm like, we'll go. So I went. And the thing that's different though is the sets were different.
Yeah.
You know, he played music in the Roseland, and then in Bend he played like a whole different set.
I would do that too,
switching
man.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, man, that would get old playing the same songs every night.
Yeah.
There's got to be some songs like if you were, I don't know, some '90s band like One Hit Wonder, and you got to play that song to close your concert every night, and you just hate that
here
song
it goes.
so much. You're like, ugh. You just like press play on an iPod, and then just pretend because you just hate it so much.
Dude, where you? I went to Pondo. Fargo was playing the drums one night. Okay, so I was at the Cherry Fest. It was the Cherry Fest. Pondo's dad threw it on.
Yeah,
Yeah?
Eloy, yeah.
Were you there?
I wanted to be, but
I painted live there
Oh, really?
for him.
Nice.
Because I talked to Pondo and he was like, dude, come in town. We got this whole music fest thing going on and you can paint live at it. So I painted live. You know Zach? Zach with Megan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach bought the painting.
Nice.
It was like a skull with crossbones. And I painted it the whole time the thing was going on. And dude, Pondo was shredding it.
Yeah. He's a performer, man. He's got so much energy.
And then I think it was the Happy Gnomes it was Happy Gnomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Happy Gnome. Yep.
That was, I still have their CD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
So good.
Dude, they have tattoos. Jimmy and Pondo have it. Casey never got it, but yeah.
Is it the 6 Second Man or the 5 Second Man? I love that song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the one Farger plays drums on.
Yeah, that one was, I love that one, dude.
They'd play like a 6-song set, and Farger would come up for one of the songs, and everybody would be like, yeah.
I also went to a Hood River show way back in the day to the Happy Gnomes. Mm-hmm. They played in Hood River.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, dude, they're sick as hell.
Yeah.
Got their CD in it.
Yeah. No, Pondo's been in a lot of good bands. He's supposed to come do a solo one with me, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But yeah, he's been in Happy Gnome, Missed Beats, LFD, Hired Hounds.
Yeah. Did you see the logo I did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a T-shirt of it on my website.
Dude, it's fire.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I got some stickers.
I have a sticker. Yeah, he gave one to me.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, we just want like something savage, wolf, like, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Cool.
I forgot you did that. I got 2 of them at my house.
And
dude.
Zach's the one that got me to do it.
Really?
Yeah, he's a homie. He was like, dude, I need you to do this for me. And I was like, dope. I was like, down. They're a good band too. They're a little hardcore. Mm-hmm. They were hardcore.
Yeah, dude, that's a cool logo.
Yeah, that was fun. They need to like make hats or something out of it.
Have you ever had somebody tattoo your work on themselves? Yeah.
Yeah. I did an octopus one time, and a lady got it, and then another guy got it, but he switched it up a little. So it wasn't like it was my design, but in one of the tentacles he had it wrap around like a gear shaft because he like works on cars, and I was like, so it's kind of inspired, by me because it's my logo just with a gear shaft.
Has it got your name down below?
No. But I mean, I got a guy that tattooed one of my Indian skull, like a skull with like a headdress, all on his hand right here. Yeah. And then you got JonezyArtwork on the other side, which was hardcore.
That is super hardcore.
Yeah,
dude.
hardcore.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I got a lot of people ask about getting tattoos, but then I'm like, I don't really want to draw. Like, if you want to tattoo one of my designs, and you're going through a dope artist and they're going to do a good job, then do it. But like, I don't like to design tattoos because that's what the tattoo artist does. Yeah. Like, you go to them and they'll draw you one up for free if you're going to get it done. Yeah. Or I'll charge you $200 and I'll do it. And they're like, now you're paying to have my design. Then you have to pay for the tattoo. Unless they really want me to do it, you know?
Well, yeah. And I don't know any tattoo artists, but I bet they probably like having some of the creative control, right?
Yeah.
They don't just want to copy somebody else's stuff.
Not usually.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, I want a butterfly, and then they'll probably create a cool butterfly.
Yeah.
So you got tattoos, don't you?
I got a bunch of shitty tattoos.
You got tattoos. I remember we went to the bachelor party in Bend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose was that?
It's Callahan's.
Callahan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you showed me all your tattoos. And
you're like, God, those are awful.
No, I didn't say that.
They're all bad, dude.
And then,
They're
dude,
all bad.
Tegan? Dude, with that...
Yeah. No, he's good, man. I should get him on here. He does that.
And have it fly around in here.
I think he has a contract with ODOT, and he flies for them. He like inspects bridges and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, he's intelligent, man.
Yeah.
When I saw him, dude, he had that thing. What are they, drones?
Yeah.
That thing was like this big and just went like 100 and something miles an hour.
He's really good. And I think they changed the law, but a few years ago, he had to get some sort of pilot's license to fly it. And
crazy.
Basically getting a driver's license, but like paying a lot of money and going through like a serious course just to be able to fly a drone for ODOT so that he can check the bridges out.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He's killing it. But, dude, it's crazy. He was your neighbor. Mm-hmm. I remember we would go outside and play basketball and stuff, and it would be like the whole neighborhood. Remember Stacy Krogan? Leslie and Stacy Krogan?
Yeah.
They lived across the street.
Dude, that entire neighborhood was full of kids.
Tony Herman.
It was so cool, man.
Dude, that's crazy.
I tell my kids about it, and they get so upset and jealous because there's no kids in our neighborhood. But like,
isn't that weird?
Dude, in the neighborhood I grew up in, every house had a kid.
We would go play like tag or flag football
or capture the flag.
Capture the flag.
Yeah.
Dude, we did it all.
Yeah. No, dude, we'd go out there late at night and hide in bushes and stuff. And there was this guy across the street who would dress in all black and wear a black mask so he could hide really well. And then my sister comes out and she's got on those LA gears that light up.
Like
we could see where she was the whole time, man.
How do you guys find me? Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, dude. That was a cool neighborhood, man. I missed that.
Yeah, dude. I just remember all of them. I went to Bend and ran into Bree Tegan.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was out there. She's like doing some workout fitness stuff.
Nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. All these people we grew up with, it's weird. You just like, you get to see them all like branch out and do their thing, you know?
Just doing it. Stacey Krogan's doing like graphic design in Portland, I think.
Yeah, nice.
That's the last I heard. Are you making music?
Not so much anymore. I mean, like I still play guitar and piano and stuff, but I don't record as often as I used to.
Hell yeah.
Since I was probably like 13, I mean, I always have like some creative outlet, and I get hardcore into something, and then I don't ever like push it away, but I just kind of like let it take the background, you know? And now, this is the thing I'm doing.
Podcast, where it at?
This is cool because a lot of the music stuff I do is always by myself, you know? And so I'm only working with me, which is weird.
Yeah.
You know, but like this is cool because I get to interact with you. It's like we're in a band together for a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool.
I remember, dude, back to the Bug. I remember you used to drive a Bug. Mm-hmm. What year was it?
It was 71 or 72.
71 or 72?
It was a cool car, man. Those, you don't see them as much anymore.
No.
I don't know why, but it's like people aren't driving them.
That was dope.
I like
Bug.
that car.
I don't see Bugs anymore.
They're one of those cars that you have to know how to fix it because it always breaks. And I don't know anything about cars, and I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
That's why I have a lease right now on a
2019.
2019. I'm like, I don't want to fix a car ever.
I was just going to say, dude, that reminds me of your parents. That was the first time I ever seen a Lexus. It was like brand new, dude. Your parents like leased it.
Dude, my dad, and I didn't understand this when I was a kid, and I was an asshole to them. But my dad, dude, he never had any money. His parents were so poor, and he was so poor his entire life, and he finally makes it he has a job where he can make good money.
Yeah.
And he's finally able to buy some of the nicer things in life. And he gets a Lexus, and then he had like
Corvette?
no, he had
Camaro?
no. I mean, they had a couple different cars, but like that was important to him to like have a nice car.
Yeah.
And at that point in my life, I thought it was stupid, and so it kind of turned me off on them and like made me an asshole. But dude, like if you grow up your entire life super poor, and eventually you
you want a car
nice, like dude,
you want a car, do it.
Yeah, man.
Something that you just never had.
Yeah,
dude, the Lexus though, that was like when it first came out. That was pretty hot.
It was a nice car.
Now you look at Lexuses and you're like, huh?
Dude, I see people driving that same one all the time. It was probably like a 98, and it was white with the gold trim.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. And now they're like
2000.
They're like 90s Hondas. It's like everybody's got one, you know?
That's so crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
So how do you like it down there in Kaiser?
Kaiser, I like it. Well, I'm in Salem, downtown Salem now.
You guys got an In-N-Out.
Yeah, we got an In-N-Out. That shit stays crazy, bro.
Dude, every time I drive past it, there's like 300 people in line.
Like what? Why?
The burgers are all right, but dude, I'm not a fan of the fries.
Dude, I've gone inside, and it's took like 10 minutes at the most. Mm-hmm. Like not even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But then everybody wants to stand in line. I'm like, dude, just go inside.
Yeah.
I've gone twice since it's been open, and I've gone inside and got my food and then just left.
Yeah.
It was quick. But I'm not like a super big fan of it. I mean, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's going to take.
Dude, it's more of like a novelty item, kind of like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's crazy.
People wait in line so long for Chick-fil-A.
Why?
And I don't get it, man.
Is it like Popeyes or what is this?
I've only eaten it twice, I think. And dude, I'll spend like $40 and not even be full. I'm like, what did I pay for?
Dude, what?
I don't.
People love it, dude.
I don't understand it, man.
I've seen lines so far, and I'm like,
yeah.
For Chick-fil-A?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's like they close on Sundays, and so it makes it exclusive.
Ooh, so you're like,
You're
Sunday's
like,
the day you want it.
I got to get it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it on Saturday night and eat it on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm downtown Salem right now in a loft studio at a brand new building. It's called Fork 40, and there's food hall downstairs. So there's a bar, there's Thai food, a pizza joint, spicy Chinese food, ice cream shop, and barbecue.
Dude.
And a barbecue, Uncle Troy's barbecue.
So your fridge is empty.
Bro, I got fridge. My fridge is not empty, but like I'm homies with all of them down there, so it's like they hook it up. It's good. Uncle Troy's barbecue, fire.
Yeah.
The King's Kitchen, he does Thai food, dude. It's drunken noodles.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
And then the bar, but because of COVID, everybody kind of has to sit out front.
Yeah.
By the heaters, which there's heaters, so it's money.
Yeah.
But it's a good location once the world opens back up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's key.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. Are you excited for it?
I don't know, man. I keep wondering, like, when it's gonna happen. Like,
is it gonna happen this year?
I don't even know, man. I'm so sick of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude.
Dude, it does. You've been in Portland for a while now.
Yeah. No, I would leave. I'm over Portland.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It sucks here. There are some positive benefits to living in Oregon and having it be super liberal and progressive, but then there's also some downsides. And all the COVID shit happening has shown all the downsides. They're just
for sure. Portland for sure.
Yeah. Dude, downtown's fucked up.
There's graffiti everywhere. Dude, it was kind of cool coming here because, like, I saw a lot of new graffiti.
Man, I wonder, I think about that. Like, there's some really good artists.
Oh, for
that
sure.
you could just say,
do it.
Go do it. We're going to give you time. We're going to give you materials. Go take care of it.
Make it look good.
Make it look good. Yeah. And then, I don't know how it works, but I imagine if, like, some shitty artist came through and wrote their tag over the top of it, like, they'd get their ass kicked or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it's kind of a respect thing. So, like, if somebody takes their time and graffitis it and makes it look real nice, like they were hired to do it, most people don't graffiti on it because they're like, damn, that looked good.
Have you ever tried?
I'll go to the next one. Graffiti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like,
spray
way
paint.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I haven't done it It's more of like for yourself,
Yeah.
you know? And like now I'm like, I paint
Yeah.
like kind of commercially now, or for companies. So like in my head, I'm like, I'm not trying to do jail time. For like
I already been once. I'm not going back.
Hey,
What?
Nice one.
You've got your medium. Do you ever try other stuff, or do you consider trying other stuff?
I use spray paint though.
Yeah.
I use spray paint, acrylic, markers, paint markers sometimes. It depends on the project. I use pen and ink a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's how I do my logos. I'll do pen and ink, then I'll scan it into my computer, and then I go in and vector it and color it and do my thing.
I was going to ask you that. Have you ever used the iPad with the pencil?
Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it catches it exact.
Yeah.
It vectors it right there, though. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's an image, but you really have to, like, zoom in to, like, get super detailed. Yeah. I'm not good with it yet because I'm so used to the old school pen and ink.
Yeah.
And then scanning it. I'm like an old school way. And then I make it. And then I think then it looks like my art because, like, that's how I've been doing it. So, like, when you see my art, like you said, like, you're like, that's Jonesy. Mm-hmm. Because if I did it on that, it probably wouldn't look exactly like how I do it.
Yeah.
Because I got to process.
Well, yeah, you'd have to, like, create your own brush set within. Like, do you have special brushes that you use?
On it?
No. Not on the iPad, just on canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I use brushes. Yeah, maybe I can mimic one of those. Mm-hmm. And pen and ink, I use certain 2 pens. I use a bold pen and then a, like, real fine one. Mm-hmm. So I could probably set it up on there.
Yeah. I have one, and I have a pencil, and I'm not very good at it, but I like to there's a lot of nights. Well, I mean, I haven't done much of it recently, but I used to just get really high and then listen to music and like see what happens. And dude, there's some stuff that I've done that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody would pay money for it, and I'm not really doing it for that reason. But it's more like I'm gonna smoke a bunch of weed and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Do you ever dab?
No, but Hoover does.
Does he? Dude, I just came out with it's called 45th Latitude is the company. Mm-hmm. And I just did their box design for their solventless hash or something. Mm-hmm. Rosin hash or something. And it's a blue box from them. And it has like a gram in it of whatever. So if you're out there in Portland, you find it.
You're really good at promoting and advertising and finding people that will appreciate what you do and put it on their product.
Yeah, they come to me.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, dude, we've been wanting you to do this. And I'm like, let's do this.
How do you determine what you're going to charge somebody?
It really just depends. Some companies want to do by piece, which that's what I like because they do 100,000 of them.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. But some people are like, hey, this is the first time I'm working with you. We'll just pay you up front this time, and then if it works out, we'll do it by piece next time.
Have you ever seen somebody that stole your shit and then you had to like try to get them legally? Has anybody stolen your stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I haven't like legally. I think I've asked somebody to take it down and they did, but they were like, dude, people overseas can do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
It was in China or something?
It must have been like Europe or something.
Huh.
But I also
How'd you see it? Did somebody show it to you?
It just came up.
Huh. And you're like, what the fuck? I made that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I just like messaged them, and I don't know if they took it down or not, but I can't do much.
Yeah.
You know? But I've seen stuff, dude. It's weird. Dude, on Instagram, I'll have people that I don't even know, and their icon is one of my pieces of art. They've seen it and they liked it so much that they're like, I'm gonna screenshot that and use that as my
which is kind of flattering, right?
Yeah,
but also it's like, dude, I made that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
But it's crazier when I don't know them at all. That I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you.
Weird. You're using my piece.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, it's just kind of like creepy too.
Yeah. Well, so what is the end game? Like, if you had a goal that you could attain or reach, like, what would that be? Like, if you were in MoMA or the Louvre, or you were on the album cover for Tenacious D, like, what would be the ultimate thing that you could do?
Dude, they just keep going though. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't know.
Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about it. I think like, I like murals.
Yeah.
I like painting murals. Maybe do more murals on the outside of buildings, but I always get shut down because cities want so much money to allow them to do that.
Even if it's a private building, like an apartment complex or something?
Yeah. Salem wants $1,000 any mural that's on the outside because it disrupts traffic. Which I'm like, I don't get that. But
What about a billboard?
Billboard, I could do a billboard.
But I mean, they disrupt traffic.
I know.
Somebody's making money off of it, though. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have to make a JonezyArtwork billboard.
Have you ever thought about that? Paying for a billboard?
Yeah.
To just generate.
Well, I mean, for me, I'd probably just get a hold of the company and then do a trade. Do like a JonezyArtwork trade with them. I'll do their logo a certain way.
Yeah.
And they can have that free art. Yeah. And I just get 1 month, you know? I'd probably do something like that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Even just to do it. Like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, just
be like, there's my billboard. I have a billboard.
I got a billboard. Yeah. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
No, but my kids love it. They say it's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, he has a billboard on it, and
oh, really?
The other guy spray paints something on it. It's pretty funny, dude.
Yeah, man. That got really big. We watched The Karate Kid, and I'd never seen it. And
what?
Growing
up?
I probably saw it when I was a kid, but I don't remember. It wasn't one of those ones that like we were way into.
Yeah,
you know? But the Cobra Kai stuff, dude, that's huge.
I think my dad watched Karate Kid, so I watched it with him. Way back in the day. Yeah. I haven't watched it since, but I knew what Cobra Kai was. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, yeah, the crazy part about it is the bad guy is the good guy now, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they kind of switch roles?
They did.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I finished it all. It just kind of ended, though. I was like, wait, what? Maybe they'll make more. I don't know.
I think there's another season coming out. My kids were stoked, dude.
Look at you, dude.
Yeah, you didn't see that yet?
No, yeah. He's ready.
I only drink like one of them. I just bought a bunch of stuff that I thought people might like.
Heck
Dude,
yeah.
have you ever seen this?
Is it gasoline?
Looks like it, right?
Jesus. Is it?
It's gross, dude. Don't ever buy it.
100% corn. 40%.
Yeah, it tastes like rubbing alcohol. But it's a cool container, man.
Dude, it looks like it's going to start a fire. Start a flame.
Yeah, dude.
It looks like it's empty.
Oh, it's totally empty.
So you guys,
I drank it with my buddy.
You just said it's like rubbing alcohol. But...
Oh, well, we had to drink it, man. Yeah. I'm not gonna waste it. I cleaned it out with water too. Yeah, it's the coolest.
That's so
container,
crazy,
man. You should do a Jonesy for these guys. Stillhouse.
That'd be cool,
right?
Just like an exclusive one. So I did some artwork with Do you drink kombucha?
My ex-wife used to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a SCOBY?
With a SCOBY.
Dude, like a jelly thing?
It's weird.
That is weird.
You got to get one from somebody, and then you have to, like, feed it and then chop it up and make new ones. Dude, it's a process.
So you, like, have to – it's like a living organ, like a –
Yeah. Well, it's like, dude, a few months ago, I wanted to figure out how to make sourdough bread. And you have to do the same thing. You have to make a living organism. Crazy. And then you either keep it on your counter or you put it in the fridge, and you have to feed it flour and water
and then it
once a
poops
week.
it out?
Exactly. Dude, it just
That's
grows.
like what kombucha is. It's like it eats the yeast or whatever, and then or eats sugar and poops out the yeast or something.
Something like that.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine had a SCOBY, and I was like, what the hell? It's like a jellyfish of some sort.
Yeah. It's good stuff, though.
Yeah. Brew Doctor. Dr. Brew Kombucha out of Portland.
Okay. It's a company?
Yeah. They make like Love, a bunch of different kinds. I did some work for them.
See, man, you're connected with all these different people. It's cool.
I wasn't drinking for a long time. It was like 6 years I didn't drink.
Alcohol?
Alcohol. And so I would drink kombucha all the time.
That has alcohol in it.
Not really, though.
Not really.
It's not
it's like mouthwash.
It's like mouthwash, but like I would drink those like if I went out with people just to drink them. So like they like sponsored me and gave me like cases of them, and so I would just drink them. They gave me a Blazer one. It had Blazer like logos and stuff.
Trailblazers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept that one because I thought it would be like a collector.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a mural one of these days.
Yes.
When the city of Salem figures out their shit.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
That would be cool.
I have like 7 of them in town, but they're all inside. Because like they don't have to, companies don't, if they own the building and they pay rent or whatever, they can do whatever they want inside. Mm-hmm. The city doesn't have a say.
Yeah, but it's better if it's
outside. But it's outside, then everybody can see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's weird because there's a bunch of murals on buildings in Portland.
Portland just likes the art thing. They got the, Portland Alliance, Art Alliance?
Okay.
So they go out and pick artists, and then they find a wall, and then they do it.
And they don't have to pay the city like they do in Salem?
No, I think the city pays them.
You should try to get one in Portland.
Yeah. Down.
That'd be cool, man.
That would be cool. Maybe I'll have to talk to them.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Yeah.
Portland's
Get some of that weed money infiltrated in the system.
Yeah. I did a couple of dispensaries, though.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always want to trade in, like, product, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked weed since, dude. I probably smoked weed with you back when we snowboarded. Remember when we went snowboarding and we'd take the bus?
I was just going to say that. When we'd get the tickets from Safeway
Yeah.
for like $25 or something.
For the night?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember going with you. It was me, you, Callahan, and like
Denny's.
And the Denny's. Mm-hmm. I just ran into, no, it's been a while, but I saw the Denny's a while back. And you had like a metal pipe and it like fucking would get hot. Like the tip of it that you put your lip to would get hot. Do you remember that? It was like just some weird like tiny little cheapo.
Yeah.
And you guys all hit it, and then it got to me, and I went to hit it, dude, and it like burnt my lip. And I was just like, fuck, it's hot, dude.
Yeah.
Because we're like in the snow and it's burning hot.
Yeah.
Burnt my lip. But it was like Panama Red. We were smoking some Panama Red. Do you remember something like that? You probably don't remember.
Oh, I remember we'd get somebody to drop us off in Hood River, and we could ride the bus up to Meadows, and it was night skiing. It was like 3 to 10 or whatever.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Oh, dude, it was so cool. We'd go up there, and somebody would bring cigarettes, and somebody would bring weed, and dude, that was the shit. Dude, it was so cool, man.
Weed?
Smoking weed.
I took like one hit, and I was just like ready to just fucking cruise. And I remember when we were on the bus, dude, people would smoke and just blow it out the back window. Yeah. We were wild, dude.
Well, dude, I remember we got kicked off the bus once.
Oh, for sure.
I think it was Tyler. He threw a snowball at the bus driver or something crazy, and she straight kicked us off. Oh, I don't remember how we got back.
Dude, that's crazy.
I don't know, man. We're just.
I just remember smoking weed and just blowing out the back window.
You'll never know, man.
Dude, it was probably so stinky in there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you can smell anytime somebody's smoking weed now. And I used to go smoke cigarettes down at the cliff and then come back home and think my mom wasn't going to smell me. Yeah. And my mom's never smoked a cigarette in her life. Of course she's going to smell me. Yeah. Dude, it's so pungent. How could you not?
Dude, it's so bad. It's like my next door neighbor, dude. There's this new old guy. And a couple people upstairs, like, obviously, like, vape. You can't really smell vape.
Yeah.
So one day, dude, come upstairs, dude. I'm like, whoa. Like, and then I told my buddy, I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I thought the same thing, dude. I was like, man, that's so strong. So a new guy moved in, and he, like, tokes the greens.
Yeah.
And we were like, damn, it, like, makes the whole hallway just... I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, man. There's no way you can...
You can't.
You can't smoke weed or cigarettes or any of that shit, dude.
Cigars,
whatever.
I had a nug in my backpack, and I was wondering for the longest time because I went to a party, and there's a smoke lounge up here called Khalifa, and you could go inside and smoke. So I went for a birthday bash, and I had my backpack with me. And I get home, dude, and I'm just like, bro, it's so potent. Like, my whole place was stinky. To come to find out, I brought my backpack today. When I looked in it, I forgot somebody gave me, like, a bunch of weed. And and it was like in a little baggie, so strong. I had weed in my bag, so I was like, what?
Well, yeah, and that's funny too, because if you don't even smoke, people just think you're a pothead.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't even smoke.
They always give me weed, and I'm just like giving it to people. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
That is funny.
Dude, I just saw, who was it? Somebody's a realtor in...
Charlie Foote isn't
Charlie
he?
Foote. Maybe it was Charlie Foote. I seen a post about a house for sale. Mm-hmm. They were trying to sell a house, and it was Ian Dimmick's house. Did you see that?
Yeah. They just sold it.
Did they make it look cool? There's like a back window, or has it always been there?
Well, you know the house up front that was on the street?
Yeah, but the one that's back.
Yeah. They sold that one up front.
It's like a circle?
To someone else, 2005 or something.
Okay.
But the lot, they maintained as one portion, and then they owned the cliff area still. And so then his dad built a house on the cliff and pissed off the guy who bought the house from him because he thought he was getting the whole lot.
Oh.
And then, his dad built that awesome house right on the cliff that overlooks everything.
Is that circle house kind of?
Yeah. Outdoor shower, like all kinds of cool stuff.
Bro, it's wild. I've seen pictures of it because I went on the Realtor or whatever and I looked at it. And I was like, this is like at Ian Dimmick's place because it was like right on the ledge.
Yep.
And dude, it was like all windows.
Dude, we used to smoke weed out there, smoke cigarettes. That's where he and Irby and Farger shot water balloons.
My brother broke his arm on his half pipe.
Oh, really?
Remember he had that big ass half pipe?
I forgot he had the half pipe.
And my brother fell and had it. He even had the braces on.
Uh-huh.
He went up. He's like showing me how to do it and went back down. Slipped and broke his wrist. Oh, and then my parents came in their minivan and picked him up and we fucking went.
In the Aerostar.
In the Aerostar.
In the red Aerostar.
Do you know when I moved to Kaiser and I needed a car, I mobbed that for so long. And then I drew a picture on the side of it. And then after a while, my dad was like, dude, we're going to just get a tax return for this thing.
Yeah.
So you get like $500 tax return.
We're going to drive it off a cliff.
But I would mash in that thing. I remember going from Kaiser to Chemeketa. Do you know where Chemeketa is?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so Kaiser to Chemeketa is probably like 5 miles, 6 miles.
Yeah.
It's kind of far when you have your e-brake on. Dude, I had my e-brake on, bro. And I drove from there all the way to school and drove back. And then I was like, oh my God, the e-brake. Dude, that thing went through a lot.
That is probably one of the ugliest cars ever made.
You could pack so much. You could put your drums in it, though.
Oh, dude, you could put anything inside there. It had space.
Those
seats
came out, so you could just...
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, so you could just make a bed in there. Huh. I should have... If I would have been smart, I would have made like a cool bed and just traveled around in it.
Dude, it's like the DeLorean. It's like somebody designed this, and for some reason it passed 30 different people and went into production. And you're like, what? How high were you guys? Somebody okayed that thing? Seriously?
Oh, dude. We mashed that bad boy.
Yeah.
I go to Yakima with my mom in that thing, dude. That thing went through miles.
Yeah, dude.
It didn't really break down, though.
No. It's still running somewhere, probably.
I didn't need a key to start it, though.
Oh, seriously?
One of them must have broke inside at one point, and you just turn it and it's like hot wired.
Nice. If you forget your keys, who cares?
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's like we're solid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's shit.
All right, dude. Well, we're at about 2 hours, so
Hell yeah. That was fun, though.
Dude, I'm glad you came. That was cool.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
all right,
good
I'll put the links in there and stuff, and honestly, more people are gonna know you did this from your channels than from mine. So
hopefully they come and follow your channel.
Well, yeah, and
that's what you're supposed to do.
All the people that are on mine,
hell
come
yeah,
check your stuff out.
Jonesy Artwork.
Yeah, cool.
Instagram me. Say what up.
All right, Randall.
Yeah, thanks for getting me arrested, man. Touche.
Yeah.